Hey everyone, so today we're going to work on compression. So that's being able to bring our knee and our lower hip closer to our stomach with more ease. That makes it easier to push through things, especially if you're trying to jump from a downward dog or even trying to do crow. You need to be able to bring everything tight together. So we're going to do drills for that and keep working on everything else, our fundamentals for handstand. Let's get to it, right to our wrists. So I know this is becoming pretty basic for us now, or pretty consistent. We should be comfortable doing this back and forth motion, which we're going to work on right now. Big breath. And just kind of get used to doing this, I guess, or kind of get used to doing this a lot because it's important. If you want to have a long career in any sport, or maybe a better one, you want to have one where you're not in pain in your forearms, that you're not restricted. So opening up your wrists or any part that you use within a sport is very important. We'll go in the opposite direction, so just circles. If you feel comfortable, bring your wrists a bit closer together. Allow this to be a time to just kind of reset. Okay, now for today, we're going to do things a little bit harder. We're going to breath in, do our typical 3 to start. Exhale, really high spine. Breath in. Exhale, really high spine. One more. Exhale, really high spine. Now we're going to go back and forth as we normally do. Breath in, exhale, just go a bit farther. Exhale, just a bit farther. Exhale, a bit farther. Now we're going to go with knee taps. So we're going to add some weight to our wrist. So breath in, exhale. We're doing 3 each side. This is 2 both sides. Last set. Awesome. Now we're going to get into our flexion. I keep mixing those up. Fingers towards each other. So flex, just like flex. Probably the best way to remember it. I just got to take the time to kind of think. Let's go back and forth. Hopefully cueing myself on my tips also helps you kind of understand. I'm just going back and forth with our palms up, just going away from the wrists. And then we're going to bring our fingers towards us. Do about 10 of these. Once again, the more comfortable you get, the farther in this program we get, the more it should be accessible to put more weight on our wrists and strengthen them, as well as kind of have a bigger range of motion. Last one, we're going to bring our palm down, opposite, just to give a better view of this. So bicep forward, bend that elbow, touch the elbow down, bicep forward, pull away. So you're rotating through your elbow, but as well as getting a bit more flexion in your wrist here. We'll go for 5 each side. That's 3, 4, 5, opposite side, elbow touch, bicep forward, come on over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to get right onto our hands. We're going to go into a child's pose just to begin. Kind of just open up our hips a bit. We're going to go in a frog variation of this. So we're not going too far forward. We're actually just bringing our hips back and kind of letting them relax. Bringing our forehead down. We're just going to take 3 breaths here. And then we're going to move forward from there. A bit more engaging, or quite a bit more. And then a bit more lengthening. So we're going to bring our forehead down. Big breath in. 2 more breaths. One last one. Awesome. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. From here, we're going to flex our feet, bring ourselves back to downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths here just because this is my first down dog of the day. I don't know if it's yours, so you may need to open up like I do. And if not, just kind of enjoy assessing where you are, how things feel. So whether it's walking your dog, kind of just bringing one heel down at a time, or rotating through, enjoying a bit of stretching through your lats. Both are good for handstanding because you use your lats quite a bit to push and protract. But the hamstrings are required to make things easier to jump up or to go against the wall. As you can see, I was tight. It would be making things a lot easier for me if I stretched quite a bit more of my hamstrings. 2 more breaths here. Okay, big breath in. We're going to look to the front of our mat. We're not going there yet. We're going to bring our left heel up to the ceiling or as high as we can, toes pointing downwards. We're going to see if we can bring our knee as tight as we can into our armpit. Flex your toes or point them if you can. And then we're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your foot on the outside of your hand. So at any point, if that felt too hard or you can go as far, you go to where you can today. We're going to do a second round after these stretches and seeing if we go a little bit closer with more ease to the front of our mat. So for our first lunge, we're going to just go back and forth and enjoy opening through our hips here. So whether it be circles, maybe you're aiming to just bring your hip down and kind of flossing through the joint. Or we'll go back and forth as well. Just trying to find some range of motion, some length. And then we're going to bring our back knee down, go into a half split. We're kind of going on an off angle because we started on that lunge that is outwards. And then to a low lunge. We're going for 3 of these. Nice and high. And once you get to the top, just to get more into your hip flexor, reach away. So stomach, think of your stomach going farther away from that thigh. And then back to a long spine and the lengthening and how we squish everything together. This is 2. Really aiming to do a cat shape away. 1 last one here. Awesome. Now we're going to go back to downward dog. Do the opposite side. So right heel up. See how far we can touch. So knee to your armpit as best as you can. For 1, 2. Whenever we bring that heel up, try to point your toes down to the ground. 3, 4, 5. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4. See if you can bring your heel up as well. 3, 2, 1. Foot on the outside. We're going to keep that knee in the behind us up, floating, and just go back and forth. We're doing this for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to kind of floss through the joint. So go back and forth sideways. So kind of bringing the heel over, touching down, over. You can even kind of reach up on this side. Rotate your toes, reach up this side. Pretty much going from Skandasana to a rotation on the opposite direction as well. Awesome. We're gonna bring it back, and we're just gonna finish this off with 5 knee taps on both sides. So downward facing dog, hoping that we can do that with a bit more ease now. Big breath. Heel up, going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot back, big breath in downward facing dog, protracting away. Just trying to lower our heart rate. Just kind of find ourselves with a bit more ease. Now we're gonna do the opposite side. So right heel up, knee to armpit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to child's pose. Big breath. Two more. One last one. So now we're going to bring our feet forward. Doesn't have to be graceful. You don't have to jump through or any flow to get there. Grab your blocks if you have any. If not, anything to raise your hands, weights even. What we're gonna do this time around is we're gonna reach for 10 seconds. We're going to bring the one leg up for 5 reps and then hold a float on the leg that's up for 5 seconds. So just follow along if it sounds complicated, but nice tall spine. Big breath. Reach for 10, 9, 8. Flex through your hamstrings, pulling your stomach as tight as you can to your upper thigh. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna point our toes. Just this one leg is going up. Reach as much as you can forward. Maybe using your blocks if you need them. Keeping your thigh really tight. We're not gonna go that high with it. We're going for 10, 9. I know I said 5, we're going to 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring this mid thigh, getting closer to your hip. We'll go higher just for our first one. We're gonna bend the leg we haven't been using, just to kind of use it as an aid. And then we're gonna lift and raise the left foot. We're keeping that up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the opposite side. So big push first for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. See how far you can bring your toes on your forearms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the right leg is going to be going up for 10, 9, 8. So the more forward you come, the harder it gets. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this leg of mine needs more work. We're gonna go on the opposite side for a lift now for 10 seconds. If you want it higher, lower, it makes it harder if it's lower. We're gonna go a little lower on my behalf. If you feel comfortable, or if you want to go super high and add that aid, that's okay. Whatever feels best for you. Always a breath in first. We're just setting up. Now, big breath. Exhale, lift. So we're lifting this foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The second round for both sides. Now we're just gonna do 5 this time around. So reaching as far as we can, touching on our forearms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This side, we're gonna do 10 lifts, or 5 lifts, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block again, bent leg. If you can raise everything, we're going for that this time. So leg up, see if you can lift that heel on the opposite leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, we're getting into that core as well quite a bit. Another reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As far as comfortable, kind of hinging still for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it back, left leg here. Big breath for setting up. Exhale, lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So that's it for that. We're gonna go into our holds, and today was a pretty intensive day. I got my heart rate up for sure. I'm sweating. I feel the work that's being put in. So today is 10, 10, 15 again. We're gonna stick at 35. See how that feels. Soon we'll be bringing that up a little bit, but let's make it just a progressive thing. So for our handstand, as always, fingers forward, arms about even with our shoulders. From there, we're pushing through, thumb, pointing knuckle, middle finger, grabbing the ground as if we want to make a fist into it. From that, protracting, as I just said, using our core to stay as straight as possible. And if we can get float, we get it. If not, we just stay on the wall. Let's go for our first 10. Big breath is set. Second one, let's go. We're going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So another thing that compressing allows is when we start doing things like negatives, it allows you to bring your feet as close to possible to your hands, which is a lot more comfortable. You can work in smaller spaces and it just looks pretty. You're not falling back. You're able to kind of bring yourself in a controlled manner. So we'll go with a few deep breaths. Just add a bit of mobility between this. We're actually just gonna do a few circles with our shoulders. So cars, keep your thumb up. Go against that wall as much as you can so it's tight. We're gonna bring our hand up top, rotate that thumb in, try to keep your shoulders exactly where they are, and bring it back. Oh, that's tight for me. And we're going down. We're gonna go back forward. So that's 1. We're gonna do 3 each side. 2. The whole goal is not to have to push hard against the wall. 3. Let's do the opposite side. This is fun, but very useful. You want to be able to bring your shoulders above your head. So this is kind of aiming for just that. So thumb up, rotating. This side's quite a bit easier for me. Oh, maybe not. You kind of get those spots where it gets tough. Bring it back. So that's 1. We're going for 3. Thumb forward, bringing it down, bringing it back. Last one. So it should not be quick, it should not be forced, it should be nice and controlled. And really looking as much as possible to keep your shoulders even with the wall. Or making a T with the wall, essentially. So let's go for a second rep. Oh, Jesus. Let's go for our second rep. This one is another 10. We're looking to just connect with our breath, be present with where we are upside down, and kind of make it something that we enjoy with time more and more. If you can float off, probably because you're coming closer to the wall and it feels like it's just getting natural, allow that to happen. If not, no shame. We're bringing up our times, and eventually as you just feel comfortable being on your hands, you're just gonna find what your body requires to just float away. We're not pushing off, we're not jumping. Everything should be naturally, by doing all these drills, just naturally happening for you by learning the concepts. So big breath in for our first, just a set. Second breath, let's go up. We're going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're going to do another mobility drill in between. I think I'm going to start adding a lot more of these throughout, just to kind of make sure our shoulder is able to kind of move with more ease. So we're going to protract. Thumbs forward. Bring it back. See if we can keep our elbows up and point our thumbs down towards the ground. We're going for 5 of these. So that was 1. 2. I'll show you the side angle of that. 3. Sorry. Exhale here. Breathe in here with the back hand. That's 3. 4. 5. Awesome. The last round. This one is our biggie. This is 15 seconds. We're going to breathe through it. We're going to do what it requires to just kind of stay calm. And if it feels tough, keep that foot there. If you feel like you need to get out and do a round of 7 and a round of 8, that's okay. Do what your body needs. Enjoy. Try and smile. Okay, let's go for it. And once again, if you can keep getting closer to the wall, the goal is eventually to go nose, toes to the wall. So I know that's a scary spot to think of, but we will make it there, I promise. Big breath. That was our breath to set. Now, breath in, we're going up. So this one is for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, protract, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, we're just gonna do one big overhead reach. So interlace your fingers. Try to bring your palms up and see how much you can push upwards. Awesome. Just release that. Big breath in. This is the end of today's class. So I know this one had more push, had more core work, and the nice big holds at the end, but it's all about putting that time in. I hope you're enjoying it. Cheers. Namaste. Have a great day, guys.